Greetings. So for our next question that I have received in my Artificial Intelligence Q&A series, we have, what are generative AI tools and subscription services we can check out? There's actually quite a few, and to help in the categorization of those, I have created this entire flowchart. So when you look at AI tools, there are video tools, images, video, and design, audio tools, voice and music, text and code. And I chose 5 in each one of these categories and subcategories. So let's look at the characteristics of tools in each of these categories. So the table format I'm going to use throughout this video is the name of the tool, whether the paid version is under $20 a month, or if not, what is the price, whether there's a free version, and if it's a freemium model, and then details around the software and the subscription service that you can use. So for image generators, every single one has a free version. And these are 5 that I chose. There are others beyond this 5 as well. And only some of these even have a pay version. Some are outright free. The details are as follows. Some are just text to image. Some are all kinds of other features in addition to that. Then we go to the next type, video generators. Now these are necessarily going to be expensive, but you would expect this to be the most technologically intensive type of AI. Nonetheless, there are free versions, or at least a free trial for each of these 5 tools. The paid versions are as high as $30 a month, but some are less than that. And the details are as follows. Enables text to video conversion, some editing and transitions, different avatars and such like that. This is something I have to explore as well, because I want to use more AI in the production of this YouTube channel, because I don't have that much time to devote to this, and these tools could maybe help. Then we go to the next table, which is design generators. Even these have free versions. The paid versions are not that expensive, and the details are as follows. So we go back to the flowchart, and we look at audio over here, in which we have voice and music as categories. Voice generators. This is interesting because even longtime viewers of this channel know that I did a manual read-through of my entire Atom publication, and those videos are on this channel. And in doing that, that was a multi-hour process. And fine, that is my own voice, but here we can do that in a much shorter time with a professional voice. Sometimes you want a professional voice, sometimes you want your own, but at least it's good to have these tools, and it would take no time at all to do that. And these are the details, and the paid versions are not that expensive. And another thing to note is that there are multiple voices. So if you write an entire novel or a screenplay and you want to do an audio version of that that has all the characters speaking, you could choose multiple voices to represent multiple characters. Even those types of projects are possible all by yourself at this point. Then we go to the next table, music generators. Now this is amazing because in the old days, a composer in the days of Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, Strauss, they had to envision an entire song, an entire symphony in their minds, and then write that down by writing music, which itself was not easy to do. If one note was slightly off from what it should be, it was a very, very iterative process to make everything perfect. It took thousands of hours for them to do that. And now you can do a lot of things without writing music down on music sheets. If you have an idea for a song, you can do a lot by yourself. You can even create classical music by yourself through the use of these tools. And I encourage all of you to make attempts at doing things like that if that was ever something you were interested in, because now these tools are free or very low cost. The hobby potential here is very, very high, and there are details about whether you own the copyright, whether they do things like that, and so forth. You can combine these with those voice generators we just saw earlier about getting audio singing written down as well. You don't have to pay a singer. You can create music, and even if you don't have a singing voice, you can get an AI singing voice. And this can be accomplished in a much shorter time than was ever possible before. Now we go back to these AI tools, and we'll look at the 2 final versions, text and code. Text is interesting because you can get letters, slogans, scripts for videos, everything done with these text generation programs. Now ChatGPT can also do that, and that is free, and there's also a paid version of ChatGPT, but these have some features that ChatGPT does not, or they have to keep adding new features just to stay competitive in a world where ChatGPT is free. And these are the details. There's SEO optimization, content templates, everything. And then finally, you have code. Now, code generation is an interesting concept because software, of course, is the highest technological purity. I've spoken about the technological purity score of software and how that is the most atom pure activity and contributes the most to technological deflation. Now that code can be generated more quickly because some of the more turnkey aspects of coding are automated, means software production can rise a lot. Now, a lot of the lower-end software programmers in low-wage countries may be eliminated, but software production overall will rise a great deal, which increases the percentage of the economy that is high-tech, which then generates more technological deflation and more money printing needed to offset that deflation. So this is a tremendous acceleration of the entire atom concept and the technological feedback loop. But code generation can enable a lot of people to write code or much smaller teams to produce basic code. At the same time, evildoers can use this as well. People with no coding background can write malware or can write software that hacks into your bank account and wires money out of your bank account. So a lot of scary things can happen as well, but the world is moving forward in a very rapid pace, both good and bad. So these were the software tools, and I wanted to give a quick rundown of these. Feel free to pause the video at various points to read the details about each of the tools that I mentioned, but I made these tables outlining 35 different tools across those 7 different subcategories, comprising 4 major categories in which AI can get things done for you. And a lot of people are going to make businesses based on just these low-cost tools because they did a huge amount of work by themselves. And this is something I also have to dive deeply into to see how I can use them, including for this channel, and to increase the output generated on this channel. Anyway, if you like this type of content, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, and thank you very much for watching.